Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and you better believe that we'll be doing this run today. Today, we're branching out to another Gen 2 Pokemon and seeing if we can beat the game Pokemon FireRed with only a Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo is an interesting Pokemon, partly because I'm pretty sure it had all of us fooled into a kid thinking that it was a grass type. Now we all know, partly due to the internet, partly due to the fact that we are not 10 years old, we know that isn't true. And I'm excited to get into this run, so thank you for the idea, Jadon. And also, CJ Hello is another wonderful friend of the stream and actually really likes this Pokemon, so that's two people that'll enjoy this. This was a Pokemon that honestly I had never considered using in a solo run, so I'm actually excited to get into this particular challenge. At some point, I'll definitely try this in a Soul Silver Sudowoodo edition, but for now, I want to see if it can clear the Kanto region. Now that the randomizer race that I've been doing on Tuesdays is over, I'll probably start trying to pick up some Soul Silver and other longer Pokemon games on stream, and then obviously edit them down and put them on YouTube. It's just very hard to try to do a Heart Gold challenge given how long the game is with just a week in between videos. I do try to obviously work on multiple videos at a time, but details. To look at Sudowoodo's stats, the attack and physical defense are pretty good, just like you'd expect from a rock type. HP isn't too bad, and honestly, I think we can make do with the special defense. The speed and special attack, however, not so great. Overall, though, I don't think that's going to be any kind of issue, because nobody has ever used Sudowoodo for special attacks. Level up wise, we learn mostly physical attacks with one special attack that will probably take. Feint Attack can be used later on for Agatha, so that could be useful since it can't miss. And then by TM, we have a few things that we can pick up. The weirdest thing that we won't be taking advantage of is that if you hatch it from an egg, it knows self-destruct. I understand that it is a rock type, but I'm also just in my head picturing a tree just exploding out of nowhere. So for now, we're going to go ahead and give the rival Squirtle, because that's probably going to be the hardest for us to face down the road. We also just had a run against Venusaur, so I didn't really want to take it 2 weeks in a row. Also, given the fact that Sudowoodo can hit like a truck and Venusaur usually uses Solar Beam there at the end, I feel like that would also make the fight just a little bit too easy. Good news though, the lab rival goes pretty much like you'd expect. We have a fairly powerful move this early in the game, so taking it down and starting through the beginning of the game, we actually just head straight to the optional rival fight. This is normally only something that legendaries get to do, but let's see how this little legendary tree internet meme thing does. The rival first starts with Pidgey, and we get hit with Sand Attack, then miss 7 times in a row, because, you know, why not? We do manage to hit the Squirtle once with Rock Throw, then mimic the Tackle, and then basically spam that until we take a narrow victory. Now, the good news is, making it through the forest is a pretty easy task at this point. We don't take super effective damage from any of the moves going against us, and then from there, we find ourselves in Pewter City. Now, there's good news and bad news with this. The good news is, we won't have super effective damage dealt to us. The bad news is, we can't do any super effective damage against them either, so let's take a look and see how we do at our current level. Yeah, we're not even remotely close. At the end of the day, despite us having a pretty solid attack, we lose this war of attrition, so without much of a choice, we end up leveling up until we end up learning Low Kick. With Low Kick on our side and the fact that they're both weak to fighting types and quite heavy rocks, they both go down fairly easy to be able to win us the first of the gym badges. Now that the first badge is out of the way, we do have some travel ahead of us, and it's at this time I'd like to remind you, subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? We're still working on some watch hours, and after some, well, irritating issues with calculations and how YouTube does things, we're choosing to push forward. We did eventually win the little tech war that we had, and at the time of writing this, I think I'm about a day away from getting my car back. If you're curious to what I'm talking about, TLDR, I had some engine oil leaking issues, but if you want the full story, watch till the end of the Pikachu video I uploaded last week, where I explained everything there. It was expensive, but as far as I know, I think once I get it back, I should be good at least until summertime, and then I'm going to try to get the remaining repairs done. But as we move through the cave, we grab the dome fossil, as it's the only one that matters. And I noticed that I've been saying about the dome fossil a lot. I was wondering, which did you pick when you first played? Memes aside, which was your first fossil? Mine was always the dome fossil because if you weren't aware, I'm actually a left-handed individual, so I always went for the dome fossil. But now that we're getting into Cerulean City, there are two options. The first one being Misty, and given the fact that she uses water types, I can't imagine that's going to be a good idea for us. So we go to the rival, and he starts with Pidgeotto, and we open with Rock Throw, only getting hit with a weak Gust in return. After that, Squirtle is next and uses Withdraw, and we use Mega Punch, taking it to not quite half. We swap to Rock Throw, hoping the stab bonus will carry as Water Gun connects, and then we take it to Red. Another Water Gun takes us to almost half, and we take it out. Abra is out, and it goes down to a Mega Punch. Last up is Rattata, and it connects with a Quick Attack as we take it to Yellow. It does another small bit of damage, but then it goes down. After that, we can head north through the route ahead, clearing out those trainers. We may need to level up more after this, and I do leave a couple of them. If for some reason, though, we can't beat Misty, we can head back north, finish those off, head to the south with the trainers there, head to the right in Vermilion, and then the boat as well. I will, as time goes on and the levels get harder and harder to get, I will probably go ahead and rely on rare candies. However, at this early in the game, I like to get the stat experience, and if I can also clear out some of the stuff that I have to do anyway, why not take the few extra minutes? So, we go ahead, and with that, we release Bill from his intensive cosplay mishap, and then we go back to Misty. Staryu is first, and we open up with Mega Punch as it uses Harden, and we can take it to a Sliver. Misty heals up and hardens again as we take it to Yellow, and then we take it out. As Starmie comes out, a few Water Pulses are unfortunately able to take us out. Now, this does take a long bit of attempts, and we're able to take out the Staryu pretty consistently. There are a few misses here and there. The Starmie does nail us with a Water Pulse to take us to 13 HP, however, we managed to get a critical hit to one-shot it and win a narrow victory. Had it not been for that crit, I'm already well aware that we would have had to level up. I don't necessarily enjoy relying on luck. However, if it means that I don't have to go back and forth grinding, I'm not going to be upset about it. Sudowoodo is admittedly a very solid attacker, but the other stats being so low are definitely going to be a problem. After that, it's time to go to the ship, and I do go ahead and get the few items we need, but beyond that, I'm not going to worry too much about fighting the additional trainers. Given the fact that there are so many sailors on the ship and they have water-type Pokemon, well, I think it's just safer if we go ahead and ignore as many of them as possible. Again, if we can't beat the rival, though it'll probably take a long time with constant heal-ups, we'll turn to them, but for now, let's see how we do against the rival. Pidgeotto is first, and it uses Sand Attack, and we open up with Rock Slide, taking it down in one go. Wartortle is up next, and it uses Withdraw as we swap to the Megaton Punch, taking it to almost half. Water Gun does a good chunk of damage, and we miss Low Kick. We take it to Yellow, then knock it out. We outspeed and knock out Kadabra, and then with Raticate, we swap back to Low Kick, and actually manage to knock it out as well. I didn't think that one was going to work just because of how light Raticate is, or maybe it's heavier than I figured. I don't know. I just work here. With another victory, we can go ahead and defeat the Captain's Sickness, and why did they let a man who gets seasick become a captain? I have to imagine there has to be someone a little better suited for the job. Anyway, we then defeat the Trash Can Puzzle, but the better question is, can we defeat Surge? While we're not going to be able to completely negate his attack, I can't imagine it's going to be too much of an issue for us as we move into the battle. Voltorb is first, and we get hit with Shockwave, and it's doing about what I'd expect as we miss Rock Slide. The next Shockwave connects, and we take it down with a Rock Slide. After that, it's Pikachu, and it begins to open up with Double Team, but thankfully our attack connects and take it out. Then, it's Raichu. Rock Slide takes it to Red. Surge does heal up, and then we connect with another attack to take it down and win the third badge. Now that 3 badges are down, we have some travel ahead of us. Last week, this place was an absolute nightmare trying to make it through with Pikachu. The Slowpoke trainers in the cave do provide a little bit of trouble for us, but for the most part, we're actually able to get through the cave without too much of an issue. Now, after I got out of the cave, I ended up saving and quitting for the night, so I actually go in a much different order than I normally do. Usually, when I play these games, I go to Celadon, take out Giovanni first, get the Sylph Scope, and then if we can't beat Erica, go back to the tower and save there for the night. And given the fact that I had forgotten where I saved, because apparently I was very sleepy that night, I actually go to the tower first. Now, the good news is, usually at this point, the rival is trivial, both in Nuzlocke and solo challenges, given the leveling, unless you have a truly horrid Pokemon. But let's get some of these fights out of the way, and then we can go ahead and talk about Sudowoodo as a whole. Pidgeotto is up first, and Quick Attack does a bit of damage, and then Rock Slide knocks it out in one go. Wartortle is next, and it uses Withdraw, and Mega Punch does about a fourth of its health. Water Gun does a good chunk of damage, and then Rock Slide takes it to a sliver. Another Water Gun takes us below half, and Flail takes it out. Next out is Execute, and we swap over to Mega Punch, taking it to red as Confusion does a little bit of damage, and then another Mega Punch knocks it out. After that, it's Kadabra, and it uses Disable on Mega Punch, but we predicted that and swapped to Flail, taking it out in one go. Then, Growlithe comes out, we swap to Rock Slide, hitting it for a one-shot and knocking it out. So with that, we were about to start heading through the rest of the tower, until I realized that we don't have the Sylph Scope. I don't think we're going to be able to beat Erica at this time, but we can at least get an idea of how we'll do. There's still the Rocket Hideout for some easy level ups if needed. Erica first sends out Victory Bell and it outspeeds us, hitting with Mega Drain for a lot of damage, and we miss. Another Giga Drain takes us to low red, and we do about half damage before it takes us down. Even if we don't miss, we're just not doing enough damage to be able to take it down, and Giga Drain is doing way too much damage. So we go ahead and go through the Rocket Hideout and test how things go against Giovanni instead. With Giovanni, Onix is first and it outspeeds and misses Bind as we take it out with a low kick. Kangaskhan is up next and it hits with a weak Mega Punch before we knock it out with a critical low kick. Not sure if that mattered, doubt it. Last but not least is Rhyhorn, and did you guess another one-shot? Because you'd be right. Erica first sends out Victory Bell, and just like before, it misses Poison Powder, and we use Return, taking it to red as Erica heals up. After that, we actually land a crit and take it down. Next out is Tangela, and we can take it out in one shot. And then finally, it's Vileplume, and we use another Return, taking it to yellow as it misses Stun Spore. And then we can take it out to win a pretty simple victory. It's honestly kind of odd losing to Erica in back-to-back weeks, but now we're able to move on, go to Fuchsia, see some Safari Zone Scramble, and just chat for a few. Now that we're officially through the first half of the game officially, we can go ahead and talk about Sudowoodo. And honestly, I'm kind of digging it. It's a strong Pokemon physically to be able to brute force its way through most fights, and though it's not winning any kind of foot races, I don't think that's a problem. We'll end up getting the Quick Claw while we're in the Safari Zone, because if I can go first, it's just going to save us a lot of HP, since we usually one-shot most things. If not a one-shot, at least a two-shot. For the gym leader half of things, I have to imagine Giovanni will probably be the only problem for us. Sabrina is frail and likes to set up, and then with Blaine, we'll have super effective moves, so Intimidate actually shouldn't affect us too much. For now, though, let's go ahead and see how we do against Koga. As long as we don't get hit with Toxic too often or too early, we should actually be alright. Koga first starts with Coughing, and we use Return, taking it right below half as Sludge connects and poisons us. Amazing. We are able to take it down next turn at least. Muck is out next, and we take it below half as it uses Minimize, and we miss twice before taking it out, but our HP obviously isn't doing too great. We do manage to take the Coughing to red, but that's about it. The very next attempt, we take Coughing down without getting poisoned, and we actually get to the Wheezing this time without any type of problem. The Wheezing does end up poisoning us, but because it was so late into the match, we're able to take it down in enough time to not have to worry about it. And with one more badge down, and probably the biggest ramp up in difficulty next to the Elite Four, it's time to see if we can beat the rival. The good news is, we have plenty of trainers that we can go against to try and get some additional leveling. So let's see how we do. Pidgeotto's first, and it uses Feather Dance, and Rock Slide takes it to yellow as Wing Attack connects before we take it down. Next out is Blastoise, and due to the Feather Dance, we're not able to win this particular battle, and a few turns later, it ends up going down. Awesome. We do try this battle a few times, and a few turns in, Pidgeot doesn't use Feather Dance, and that actually lets us take it down. With Blastoise, we do get hit, but we get a critical hit to be able to take it down in one shot. Execute comes out, and we get paralyzed, but we can take it down, and then with Alakazam, we take it down in one shot as well. Last up is Growlithe, and we swap over to Rock Slide, taking it down to win the battle. Truthfully, I thought that I would have to go to Cinnabar or honestly load up on vitamins, or both, but we do have one more Giovanni fight, and then we can go back to earning some badges. Giovanni first starts off with Nidorino, and it misses Fury Attack as we take it down with one Rock Slide. Next out is Nidoqueen, and it uses Tail Whip as we do a little damage with Rock Slide. Poison Sting connects, and we use Return, taking it to yellow, and unfortunately getting poisoned off Poison Point before taking it down. After that, it's Rhyhorn, and we use Low Kick, taking it to red as Fury Attack misses, and then it goes down. Kangaskhan is his last Pokemon, and Poison Point takes us below half, as it uses Tail Whip, and we take it to yellow. For whatever reason, it just doesn't actually attack, so we take it down to win a pretty simple battle. On to Sabrina. Sabrina first starts off with Kadabra, and we open with Return as it only uses Calm Mind, and we can take it down. After that, it's up to Mr. Mime, and we get hit with Psybeam, get confused, but we do push past that to take it down. Next out is Venomoth, and we swap over to Rock Slide, taking it down in one go. Then, Alakazam is out, sets up Future Sight, we smack ourselves, and the next turn, rather than actually attacking, it just sets up Calm Mind. We connect with Rock Slide, take it down, and win the badge. Alright, let's go to Cinnabar. This challenge is actually going better than I thought it would, but after last week's Pikachu challenge, I'm going to take anything I can get. Let's see how we do against Blaine. Blaine first starts off with Growlithe, and it goes down to Rock Throw. The Arcanine goes to half, and then it goes down to another Rock Throw. We get past Ponyta, and then with Rapidash, it takes us all the way down to 1 HP, but due to heal-ups, Blaine is able to take us down. Let me go heal up and try this again with full HP. A couple tries later, and we're actually able to pretty easily clear this gym. During one of the heal-ups, we just swapped to Return for the 100% guaranteed hit, then back to Rock Throw as needed, and we actually just win the badge pretty easily. We have one more gym battle, then a rival fight, and then we can kind of discuss the Elite Four as a whole. I tend to write these scripts as I go, so even I don't know how it's going to go just yet. What I typically do is I record batches of the footage at a time, and then write a little bit that evening, and then just kind of repeat that process. This way I'm not just only doing one thing over and over again, and it helps make this actually a lot easier. It may be a little bit slower, the way that I'm doing things, but if it saves my sanity, I'm not going to complain. Now, with Giovanni, we're able to take down the Rhyhorn with one shot, and the Dugtrio does get in a good shot before going down. And then with the Nidoqueen, well, unfortunately, we're just taking a little bit too much damage, so we actually end up going down. In hindsight, Dugtrio probably shouldn't have used Low Kick, but it's fine. The Nidoking and Nidoqueen both go down to Return as we continue to tank some hits, and then finally his last Rhyhorn goes down to a Low Kick, and that lets us win the battle. Honestly, it's been a really long time since we've had to level up some, so I'm actually pretty happy. Rival time. The rival first starts with Pidgeot, and we use Rock Slide, taking it down in one shot. With the Execute, we swap to Feint Attack, taking it to yellow as it hits Stun Spore, and then we can take it down. With Blastoise, we trade a few attacks and get a Quick Claw activation at the end to be able to take it down. Then, with Rhyhorn, we take it down with a Low Kick. Growlithe goes down to Rock Slide. And then finally, it's out to Alakazam, and it uses Disable, so we just kind of swap between our attacks a bit to take it down and win the battle. Now that we're going to the Elite Four, we'll go ahead and look at each member individually. Lorelei will be an interesting fight, because we can both do super effective damage to her, but she can also do super effective damage to us. I think the biggest problem is going to be the fact that it's a 5v1. Bruno, on the other hand, will be able to do super effective damage with his entire team, and I don't think we're going to one-shot them, to be 100% honest. Agatha can be hit or miss, just like most of her moveset that she uses, and then Lance will be an issue given the fact that, well, you know, dragons. And then the final rival fight, that'll go alright enough as long as we can dodge a Hydro Pump or two. Quick Claw activation can also help with basically every single fight, but for now, let's go ahead and see how that first battle goes. Lorelei first starts with Dugong, and we get hit with Surf for solid damage as Rock Slide takes it down in one go. Cloyster sets up Spikes, and it actually ends up stalling us out long enough with Hail, and it uses Dive to take us down. We do not lose to Cloyster often, and this feels real bad. This battle does take a lot of attempts, and most attempts, unfortunately, in the same way. Thankfully, usually not with Cloyster ending us, but there is still a scary Lapras in the back. We do have to level up, and at level 75, we have this attempt about 7 tries in. Dugong sets up Hail, and we can take it down to a low kick. Cloyster is now wasting time with Protect, heals up, and we take it to half, then take it down. Lapras uses Confuse Ray, and we take it down with a single low kick as well. With Slowbro, we can take it to around half. It uses Yawn, and then we take it down. After that, we spend a few turns snoozing, and Jinx is a one-shot with Return after we wake up from our nap. Next up is Bruno. Bruno starts with Onix, and we outspeed to take it down. Hitmonchan can hit hard with Mach Punch, and another Mach Punch takes us low as we finally take it down. The Hitmonlee takes us down to 11 HP before we take it down. Onix sets up Sandstorm, and that takes us to 1 HP as it goes down. Machamp goes to below half, misses, we take it to yellow, it misses again, and then we actually take it down to win a very narrow battle. And that was a first try victory. Love it. Moving on to Agatha. Gengar goes down to a single Rock Slide, and then with the Golbat, it goes down in a single Rock Slide as well. Next out is Arbok, and it goes to around half before it goes down. Then we have Haunter that uses Mean Look. We're not going anywhere, so we take it down. Then, last out is Gengar. We take it below half. The berry heals it a bit, and then it goes down to win the battle. This took a few more attempts that I liked, but honestly, I won without a level up. I'm gonna take it. I wonder, though, if we can get past Lance just as easy. Lance starts with Gyarados, and we open up with Rock Slide, despite our attack being lowered. We're basically hoping that the stab and super effective damage will make up for the loss in attack. We miss our first attack as it uses Dragon Rage twice, and we do manage to take it down. When Dragonair comes out, we get hit with 2 more Dragon Rages down to 15 HP, but we do take it out. Ultimately, though, the next one outspeeds us and knocks us out. We might be able to do this at this level. A few attempts in, and we only suffer from 1 attack from Gyarados before we knock it out. With the first Dragonair, we take it below half, get hit with Dragon Rage, and actually get a Quick Claw activation the next turn to take it down. The next Dragonair, we take it below half, and outspeed next turn to take it down too. Dragonite comes out and hits hard with Outrage as we miss. Then the next turn, we take it below half. Thankfully, the Quick Claw comes in clutch, and we can take it down with a critical hit, but we don't have much HP to spare. Finally, Aerodactyl takes us to 5 HP with Ancient Power as we take it to red. Lance heals up twice, but the third attack we connect, get the high roll on the damage, and barely take it out. That is 2 battles that we had single digits of HP. 1 more battle to go. Pidgeot is first, and we get hit with the Aerial Ace, and we can take it down with Sand Attack. After that, it's not even worth recapping with the Exeggutor, and we just end up resetting after realizing the damage being done. This takes us quite some time to actually be able to get past this. There are other attempts that are going to play in the background while I talk about this, but honestly, the Exeggutor just having a solid move that, 1, doesn't miss, 2, it's super effective, and 3, it heals any damage that we may have done. We need to be able to take it out quickly, and we're just not getting that kind of luck to line up. It's possible we could have beaten this at a lower level if we would have gotten a crit, maybe 2. I'm not 100% sure. I am not great with damage calcs, if I'm being 100% honest with you. That is way above my head and pay grade. But now, here at level 95, we can take Pidgeot down, only suffering a wing attack in the process. Honestly, I'll take that over Feather Dance or Sand Attack. Then, Exeggutor puts us to sleep and hits with a solid attack before Rock Slide does take it down. Blastoise goes to yellow, it sets up Rain Dance, and then it goes down. Rhydon goes down to low kick, and Alakazam does hit us for solid psychic damage before Return does a one-shot to it. Arcanine is last. It hits with Bite. We hit Rock Slide, taking it down for a one-shot to win the battle and the run. This was honestly a lot of fun. I don't know why my voice cracked, but I haven't ever used Sudowoodo in the past because I always had my team by the time you'd get to it, or if I play it as a Nuzlocke, I usually don't use static encounters like this. This run, though, Sudowoodo got some respect from me. It's a hard hitter, and I've used so much worse. For now, though, I'm going to have to cut this short because at the time of writing and now recording this, it is about 4 hours before this video posts. So if it's a few hours later than normal, sorry. Next week, we'll probably do the Eevee run, and honestly, I'm not looking forward to that. But now that we've played the game so much, I'm hoping it'll be easier. The good news is, if I'm remembering my upload schedule right, after I did the Eevee run, I did some of the fossil runs, so hopefully that'll be something that I get to hop into. For the Eevee run, I'm probably going to try to get a better nature this time around, but I'm not entirely sure. If you have some ideas of how to make this even remotely better for me, by all means, drop them in the comments. I typically will still stand by not using Double Team to level 100, but I'm sure that's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure it happened last time. As of right now, I said this at the beginning of the video, I am still without a car, but hopefully by the end of the week or early next week, I'll finally have it back. I'm driving a friend's car right now, so if you happen to be listening to this, I doubt it. Thank you so much, but we're getting from point A to point B. We're getting there. For now, though, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out!